Last Sunday, what many of us touched through Eugen's powerful invitation was so precious. In essence, regardless of what you think of yourself, be who heaven sees you are. How do we sustain this awareness of who heaven sees we are? 좋은 질문이에요. Good question, huh? How do we stay in the identity that the Lord sees us to be, who we truly are? Especially when intensifying pressure and uncertainty in these times stir anxiety, despair, and other feelings. It may be hard to feel the assurance and power of our true identity. In the past 2 weeks, 2 people that I love let me know that they were contemplating suicide. Many may feel such impulses, especially in times of intensifying pressure and pain. 정말 이해합니다. I understand. To help us handle that and to remember who we truly are, today I want to explore with you 2 things that can help us keep our balance amidst intensity. First, we need to understand something of the creative purpose moving through the intensity, the beauty of life that can emerge through the intensity. Secondly, we need to know and practice actions that restore our balance and alignment. We've spoken numbers of times about the massive purification underway on our planet. It's bringing pressure and challenges to many aspects of our lives. We've seen that old systems and old ways, many of which have actually brought pain, much pain to many people, must pass away. Their passing away makes space for the new to emerge. And we can see this occurring in many nations and in our own lives. It's easy to become focused on what's passing away. But underneath that is the precious life-giving seed of the new. What heaven is sowing of the new earth. If more of our attention is given to outer events, mainly we see what's passing away. If instead we deepen our attunement with heaven, awareness develops in us of what is being born of a beautiful new world. In our own consciousness first, and in time, in the circumstances of our lives. New depth of connection with people, and creative projects opening through that. We begin to see and feel the wondrous power of life emerging. Synchronicities happen. Magic begins to emerge in our lives and in the lives of people we know. So we can actually feel the power of heaven creating a new world. I want to show what happens in us when pressure increases. Okay. Have you ever squeezed a wet bar of soap? So we'll let the lower part of the soap represent the outer and the upper part of the soap represent the inner. Can you all see this? Okay. All right. So if more of our attention is on the outer, circumstances, pressures, pain, the past, When we feel the squeeze, we go down. Yeah. Okay. If instead more of our attention is on the inner, deeper attunement with God, new appreciation of what's actually present in the moment, realizations that uplift us. Squeeze, the pressure, actually draws us up. So when you feel that in the future, maybe you can remember this little picture. Because it shows us where our polarity actually is, what we are giving attention to. If we're oriented in what's above, the pressure will take us up. If we're oriented in what's below, the pressure will take us down. No matter how much we know about spiritual things, no matter how much wonderful service we've offered, this simple principle of polarity will determine which way each of us will go when the pressure hits. Now, you may know that theoretically, but it may be hard to remember when impulses to give up bombard you. So that takes us to the second thing that can help us keep our balance amidst intensity. Actions we can take to restore our balance and alignment. In Eugen's and my life, there is much intensity. We have many days of high pressure, time-sensitive things that require immediate attention, and sometimes people we love who've run into trouble and really need immediate care. We've learned that keeping our balance is critical. If we don't, our vision, even our vision and our energy dims. So we can't be of much help to others or to the Lord, heaven, the universe. So we have regular habits that help us keep our balance, many of which we teach. Sanctification times, where in the stillness we experience the deep core of our being. Attunement that bathes us in heaven's currents of love and uplifts our whole consciousness. Thankfulness, actually experiencing and feeling thankfulness, especially when things are intense. One thing I do in times of pressure to feel thankful, when there's not time for attunement or meditation, I sing songs that lift my heart. Sometimes I make up songs that describe the challenge I'm facing. Singing about that usually makes me laugh, and that changes my experience. Another thing I do is step out into the garden. Recently I saw a butterfly sipping nectar from a flower, but the wind was blowing so strong. I wondered how that delicate butterfly wasn't blown away by that wind. There are always wonders in nature that bring up thankfulness in the present moment. Do you remember Eugen's service last month where he spoke about the river creatures that were taught to hang on to the rocks and if they let go they'd die? And one of those creatures wondered, what would it be like if I did let go? So it did. And the other creatures on the bottom of the river saw this one creature flying above them down the river and thought, it's a god. So like that, we need to do things that help us let go, especially in times of intensity. Let go into the current of life that is always moving underneath the intensity, no matter how challenging it seems. We need to do something that helps us come into the present moment and feel the power of life, the joy of life. One way Eugen and I do that is immersion in nature. jumping into the fresh, clear stream just 5-minute drive from our home. But if you don't have that kind of nature near you, you could try dancing to music you love while you watch a nature video. I notice that physical exercise makes a big difference in releasing the tension my body carries. Any way that we move our body helps us reduce our stress and sleep more deeply. Another thing Eugen and I do to lighten our hearts quickly is watch YouTube videos of cats or animals playing together. Recently we discovered one called Top 10 Smartest Dog Auditions in Brits and America's Got Talent. Now, you may be thinking, Marsha's recommending doggy acts? Yes! Because it's amazing how that brings out the innocence in people. I recommend that we have a large repertoire of ways to restore our balance, joy, and perspective. Things we can readily do when needed. We need to do something that allows our body and heart to feel the innocent power of life, the joy of life. Something that refreshes our minds and fills us with the glory of the presence of holy life. Because, Wenyahamyan, right? When we come fully into the present moment and feel the presence of holy life, then we have room for true perspective.